हलवा है कि इधर कुछ के भाई का नहीं बनता। अरे मेरा बेटा बना दो तो चालू।
Hello, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Today we'll start with
Good
our
morning, sir.
third module,
Good morning,
which
sir.
is statistics.
Good morning, sir.
So in statistics, you should have your scientific calculator with you. The first thing that we'll see is mean. So there are two types of data. I mean, why the statistics is used is basically when you have a lot of data. Data can be in any form. I mean to say that can be just x1, x2 up to xn, the random variables, or what we can it can be in the form of x1, the frequency f1, x2, the frequency f2. You have xn, the frequency fn. And so these are the two datas. So if I want to find the mean of this x1, x2 up to xn, this formula you already know, and that is x1 plus x2 plus up to xn divided by n. So if you have 10 numbers, you add them, and when you add them, divided by 10. So that will be the mean, and it is denoted by x bar. If the data is in this form, where you have some random variable x, you have the frequency. What do we mean by this is x1 in my data is repeated f1 times. So for an example, I have a class, and I am writing down the marks of the students in my class, like say 2, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 8, 10, 12, 12, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 15, 15, 15, 15. Okay, these are the marks of all the students in the class, and now I want to study this. How do I study is, what are the mean marks? So credibility, my credibility will be given by how good my students are going to score in exam, and how is it I mean calculated is by the mean. So if the test is conducted and these are the marks of the students, what a person will do if he wants to judge me, so he will add all of these entries. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19. So there are 19 students in my class. These are their marks. So I will add all of them, and I will divide by 19. So I will get mean. So what are the mean marks of the students in my class? So if the data is like this, so as you can see, this data is the raw data. I mean, just the numbers are given to you. Okay, this is called the raw data. It is not processed. I mean, when you compress some data, you give it in a proper particular form, then this data is, I mean, processed data. This one is simply raw. Now what I can do is I can also change this, write this same data in the form like this, and say I have the marks over here, and I will have frequency. So there's 0. How many students have got 0? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the frequency of 0 is 4. Now there is 2. So how many students have got 2 marks? 2 students have got 2 marks. Then there are 8 marks. How many students have got 8 marks? It is simply 1. There is 10. Only one student have got 10 marks. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 students have got 12 marks. Then there are 13. 2 students have got 13 marks. 14 is 1. And 15 marks scored by 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 students. So this is the another form of the same data. This is called the grouped frequency distribution. Okay, or simply the frequency distribution is given. So this is x, and this is f. So if you want to use any formula in this complete chapter, you must first of all understand what kind of data is given to you. Either it is given in this raw form, which will be rare, or it will be given in this form. And the third one I'm going to write is, I will write down the class intervals and the frequency. So the class interval, I will write it down from 0 to 5, 5 to 10, and 10 to 15. How many students have got the marks from 0 to 5? 4 plus 2, 6. Right? To this. Then 5 to 10. 5 to 10 are this. No, 10 is actually excluded. Okay, so there is just one student. And from 10 to 15, I've got all the remaining ones. 6 plus 1, 7, so there should be 12. And yeah, 12. Okay. So this is the third type of frequency distribution, where you are given the class intervals. Okay. So there are three types of data that we need to study. One is the raw data. One is when you're a random variable and the frequency is given. And the third one, when class interval and frequency is given to you. So whenever I'm studying anything, we should be able to think about all the three data, what will happen in this, what will happen in that, and in this manner. So once you have understood the types of data, we will now go for the mean. We'll simply write down the definition of the mean and what is the formula in different kind of data. So the first one, arithmetic mean. Consider a variable x which takes n values, x1, x2 till xn. Then the arithmetic mean in bracket am is denoted by x bar and is given by x bar is equal to x1 plus x2 plus dot till xn divided by n. If given data is, you have x and you have frequency, the values are x1, x2 dot till xn. x1 is repeated f1 times, x2 is repeated f2 times, and xn is repeated fn times. Then x bar is given by x1 into f1 plus x2 into f2 plus xn into fn divided by summation fn. This complete division, which is also written as summation x into f upon summation f. If someone wakes you up in the midnight and asks you what is the formula for the frequency, you should be able to tell this, summation xf upon summation f. So what we will be doing is we will multiply x into f, उसको add करना है, summation f को add करना है, divide them, that will be the mean. And the third one, if the data is given with class intervals, then frequency is to be considered at class marks. What are class marks? Class mark is nothing but class mark is equal to lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. If you are writing this, if you are done, I can go for examples now. An example, find the arithmetic mean. Find the arithmetic mean for the following data. So we have x, we have f, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The data is 4, 5, 12, 12, 13, 16. Which is the formula to be used? Anyone?
So
Which formula will
summation f into fi into xi upon fi.
so summation x into f upon summation f. Okay. So what we are supposed to find out here, diploma students, this is the chapter. Let me just tell you. If you want to clear M3, you can study this statistics and probability properly, and you can clear M3. Okay. So please pay attention on this. Okay. What are we supposed to find? Arithmetic mean. First thing. Then we have this data given to you. You will identify what type of data it is. It is X and F type of data. From the list of formulas, you can see that X and F type of data, the mean is given by this. X bar is equal to summation xf upon f. Just now we have written this. So when you are going to make table, make a table for xf, make a table for f. Okay. So now I have x, I have f, so I will make a new column for xf. Okay, जितने भी summation चाहिए, that many columns you should make. So I will need summation f, so f is there. I will need summation xf, so xf column is there. Now you just take the entry 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The frequencies are 4, 5, 12, 12, 13, 16. Add them and then x into f. So this will be 0, 5 into 1, 5, 24, 36, and 13, 4 is 52, and 16 into 5, that will be 80. So we can add this. So the summation is 5, 4, 9 into 12, 20, 24.
62.
Okay. Summation is 62 and summation XF is
197.
197. So X bar is equal to 197 divided by 62, and the answer is
3.177.
3.177. That's it. X bar is this. Okay. This is the first type of data. Now I'll take an example where we have another type of data. Find the arithmetic mean of class interval or marks obtained number of students. Zero to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, the last one 40 to 50. And the number of students those have got the marks in this interval are 8, 20, 14, 16 and 20. So you can go back to the remark where we have written that whenever class intervals are given, frequency is to be considered at the class mark. What is the class mark? Class mark is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So I'll write down the class interval first of all. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50. Then you have frequency as the number of students, that is 8, 20, 14, 16, 20. So I will consider the frequency at the class mark, which will be x, which is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So 0 plus 10 by 2, which is 5. This will be 30 by 2, which is 15. This will be 25. This is 35 and 45. So what we will do is, now x bar is summation xf divided by summation f. So make the column summation f, which is 40, 50, 60, 70, 78. You have to find out xf, add them, we'll put the values. 40, 300, then 25 into 14 is 350, then 35 into 16 is 560, this is 900.
2100.
2150. So x bar is equal to 2150 divided by
27.564.
27.564. This is your mean. Okay, if you are done this, I want to explain you 2 points which will be there in your books, those you are using, but I won't recommend that. As look, multiplication you are not doing it yourself, calculator is going to do it. Summation, calculator is going to do it. We don't have any issue of the number. If I get say 900, 560, this kind of numbers, I don't have issue with it because calculator is doing the multiplication. But when the things are going manually and there is a very large data, in that case there are two things that we do. So I will rub this. Don't write this part. I'm just trying to explain what is in the book. Say, so if you think of reading it later, you should be able to understand it. Look, so what we have here, we have frequency, I have x. So I can see that when I'm going to multiply x into f, I will get a very large number, large entries are going to be there. So what we generally do is, I can multiply some number, and subtract, divide by some number and subtract some number. So I will subtract 25 from each x, and when I multiply by 25, then I will divide by 10. Okay, so this will be my new variable u for an example. So u is equal to x minus 25 by 10. So 5 minus 25, that will minus 20 by 10, so this will be minus 2. 15 minus 25, that will be 10 by 10, so that will be minus 1. This will be 0, this is 1 and 2. Now you can see that u into f is very easy to find. So u into f is minus 16, minus 20, 0, 16 and 40. These are very small numbers which are easy to handle now. Minus 16 plus 16 will get cancelled out. Minus 20 plus 40 will remain 20. What is u bar? You can see that u bar will be summation uf 20 divided by 78. So which is 20 by 78. 0.256. This is the mean of the variable u, but I need x. So x bar is equal to 25 plus 10 into 0.256. So that is 25 plus 2.56. So which is 27.56. What was the previous answer? What was the
Same,
answer?
sir.
Same.
Same, sir. 27.5.
Okay. So this kind of calculations can be done. And what is, I mean, what I have done is I have done it by u. In this, 10 is a number by which I have divided. 25 is a number which is subtracted from each entry. So 25 is to be called change of origin. This is the change of origin, and this 10 is called the change of scale. So change of origin and change of scale both are done here, and your answer is affected by both of them. Look, when I wanted the mean of x bar, what I did was I have added 25 multiplied by the uh, change of scale. So of course you don't need to use this method, but there could be MCQs, and the MCQs may be in this pattern case. Is the mean affected by the change of origin and change of scale? So the answer is yes. तो x बार फाइंड करने के लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ा है, चेंज ऑफ स्केल के फैक्टर से मल्टीप्लाई भी किया है एंड चेंज ऑफ ओरिजिन का फैक्टर ऐड किया है. सो arithmetic mean depends on the change of origin and change of scale. So we'll just write this remark down. So write down the remark after the remark is first one, arithmetic mean depends on change of origin and change of scale. The second is if u is equal to x minus a by h, then x bar is given by a plus h into u bar. Done. So one example, you will have to do it right now. Find the arithmetic mean for the following data. This observation, this is 103, 110, 112, 118, 95. Frequency is 4, 6, 10, 12, and 3.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the change in the origin and scale, that we have to just check whether which is more suitable value, and then we have to put that, right?
Yes, yes. It is, I mean,
We have to.
it's up to me how much origin I have to shift and how much scale I want to give. In the previous
Yes.
example, I could have also divided by 5. ना?
Yes.
But in that
Yes.
case, वो जो number होता था वो उतना छोटा नहीं होता था. I mean, we have got -1, -2. Instead of that, I would have got -4 and -8, something like that.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Got it.
Please do this. Yes, what is the answer? No one?
111.31.
So the mean is 111 point. What I have is 2.2 and Vishal says 3.1. So maybe he is right.
111.
So I'm getting 111.228.
Yes, 2.2.
11131.
What I have got is that also 111.22. Okay, no issues. So this is about the arithmetic mean. We'll go to the next point, that is the standard deviation. It is defined, it is defined as the positive square root of arithmetic pos- positive square root of arithmetic mean of squares of the deviations of the deviations of the given values from arithmetic mean. It is denoted by, it is denoted by sigma. So there are two things. First of all, variance. Actually, variance. It is denoted by sigma square. Don't go to this proper definition. Just remember the formula. Uh, Once you get a bit mature in the statistics, you will be able to understand this, what they are meaning by deviations from arithmetic mean, squares, and then the arithmetic mean. So first of all, let's just understand what is the variance. The formula for the variance is summation f into x minus x bar square upon summation f. X bar is nothing but mean over here, and this is the variance, and the standard deviation is sigma. So standard deviation is nothing but the positive square root. So the formula for the standard deviation will be summation f into x minus x bar square upon summation f under root. Okay, so this is the formula for standard deviation. Make a proper list of formulas in statistics with you. Look, there is a term which you are calculating, f into x minus x bar. So what I am doing is, ये क्या है, x minus x bar. X bar is the mean, and you are multiplying the frequency. So you take a term, its distance from the mean. So this kind of term is called the deviation. So these are the deviations. So what we are calculating is the mean of the deviations, mean of the squares of deviations of the given value from the arithmetic mean. So this is the deviation from the arithmetic mean, and what you are doing is you are finding out the mean of the squares of the deviation from the arithmetic mean. So just remember the formula for standard deviation. It is summation under root of summation f into x minus x bar whole square. In that term, x minus x bar represents the deviation from the arithmetic mean. This formula will be applicable for the type of data x1 x2 up to xn अगर दिया है, f1 f2 up to fn दिया है. For this type of data, this formula will be applicable. For raw data, that is, you have x1 x2 up to xn, and I want to find the standard deviation for this. The sigma will be given by under root x minus x bar square summation upon total number of entries n. So for raw data, the formula is simple. This is for the formula for standard deviation, summation fi x minus x bar whole square upon summation f under root. So this will give you the standard deviation. Now this formula further can be simplified. I mean to say summation f x minus x bar whole square upon summation f, how it can be simplified. So that thing I will write it down in remark. That formula will be used everywhere because it is easier to memorize as well as to use. So remark number 1. So what is sigma? Under root summation f x minus x bar square upon summation f. Now make the square. You square the numerator, what will get? Summation f x square minus minus 2 times x into x bar plus x bar square upon summation f. So if you open the bracket and simplify this, the first term will be summation f into x square upon summation f minus, oh I'm so sorry, anyway no problem, but 2x bar is being constant will come outside, and we will have summation x into f upon summation f. If you don't understand this, please let me know. Plus summation f into x bar square upon summation f. So this 2 will get cancelled out here. What is this summation xf upon summation f? That is x bar. Can anyone identify what is the first term? Summation f into x square upon summation f.
Root mean square.
It is
RMS value.
no. ये मीन किसका है? किसका मीन है वो? So in the question itself there is a hint. This is the mean of
Square of value.
square of x. Okay, so this is x square ka bar. If you simplify this, what you have got x square का मीन माइनस मीन का square. So standard deviation can also be given by under root summation f into x square upon summation f minus x bar square, which can also be written as under root x square का bar minus x bar का square. Please write down the first line. Don't get into the proof. Just remember the first line. Even in the first line, the second formula is very important. Remember this. And second remark is about the change of. So standard deviation SD is independent of change of origin. But depends on change of scale, which means that I have a new variable u which is x minus a, then sigma x मतलब standard deviation of the variable x will be equal to sigma of u. मतलब subtracting a number won't make a difference in standard deviation, but if u is equal to x divided by h, then sigma x is equal to h into sigma u. Okay, so in that case your standard deviation will be affected by the change of scale, but it is not affected by the change of origin. Okay, again this is just for knowledge. If there is some MCQ on this, so you will be able to attempt it, but while solving examples we'll rarely use it. Fine. Example. Okay, anyway, we will take example in the next lecture. Once again, I'm telling you, please bring your scientific calculator. Keep your scientific calculator with you for tomorrow's lecture. Okay, and I'm saying this because tomorrow I will tell you some very good ways by which you can use your scientific calculator to find out the answers very much efficiently. Okay, I've downloaded the attendance list. If you have any difficulties, please ask, or else we'll stop here. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.